welcome to the cottage. I am Babs with Cottage Rogue. This is my 30-second floss tube, and welcome to my channel, mostly about cross stitch. And it's definitely going to be all about cross stitch today, that's for sure, because we are right in the middle of the GBBO challenge. So that is the Great British Bake Off, or as they say here in America, it shows the Great British Baking Show. And this is a challenge done by, at least first conceptualized by Jessie Marie Does Stuff. And she has all the rules written out and everything. Now, I want to go through all my pieces from week 4, which was this past Friday. And just as a reminder, there are 5 different categories that may or may not happen. 4 for sure will, and 1 may not. We have the last in tech, so there is a technical challenge. Whoever's at the bottom will be however many points. And that is 25 multiplied by the number of contestants that are currently there. So that one will vary. There is the first in tech, which is the same thing, but it's instead of 25, it's 50 multiplied by the number of people that are still there. So those are exciting, and they're variable, which is super cool. There is also the eliminated individual, which will have a straight 500 stitches stitched on it. And then there is the star baker, which is supposed to be 100 daily stitches. So I just turned that into 700 stitches for the week. And then there is the elusive handshake. So the handshake is done strictly only by Paul, who is one of the judges who's been through all of the seasons, or been part of all of the seasons of a GBBO. And every once in a while, he will just love something so much that he will shake the hand of the individual who baked it. And that's exciting. So apparently, according to Jessie Marie Does Stuff, she said that on average during a season, currently in present times, then he usually does about 6 to 7 in a season, and there's 10 episodes per season. I guess back when it first started, in the first few seasons, it was only maybe 2 to 3. So we're getting more stitches in. That's for sure. So week 4, they have a theme for each week. Week 4 was back to school week. So all of their baking themes had to do with school and school related. And it was really fun. It's fun to watch. That's as far as I'm going to go into it, though. I'm not going to name the individuals or tell you who won or who was like for the week or who was eliminated or that sort of thing. I'm just going to let you know my projects that I worked on. And interesting, last week for week 4, the first in tech and the star baker was the same person. So I have Halloween Town by Ship's Manor. I'll go ahead and put it up here where you can see the completed project so you can see what it looks like. Now, Halloween Town, I adopted from someone who goes to the Stitchy group that I go to. We meet every once in a while, like either in various towns around the area, and which is really fun and really cool. So I acquired it. There was about 1,200 stitches already started on that. I acquired it last October in 2024. And so if I have a picture of it, I believe I do, I will put it up so you can see where I started from this time. And I have stitched 1,175 stitches on it since then. And I only needed to do 1,150. So I made the week 4 goal. It is on 14 count Abracadabra, which is also by Ship's Manor, done 2/1 full cross using the called for flosses, including the specialty flosses, also done by Ship's Manor. And look, look at this. Look at how cute this is. Oh my gosh. I love this River of Souls. So that was already there beforehand. But I've added like a lot of this stuff up here and over here. Actually, all of this over here. All of this up here, except for the glowy bits, like this, I don't know what you call it, a lighthouse? But it's in the mountains. I feel like we're calling Gondor for aid, except with little ghosties. But yeah, so I worked quite a bit on this. It's really fun. It's a fun fabric. I think it's super pretty. And I've been having, well, like I said, just a whole lot of fun with this. I don't usually have cutesy projects like this, like super cutesy ones, especially ones that are on like a holiday theme. So it's just been really fun to kind of let down my hair, you know, figuratively speaking, and just, you know, go in for some more cartoony stitching, which I love. And you can see here, like here's where some trees are going to be, some leaves. So what's interesting is that this orange right here in the background, that is, I think it's called Pumpkin Spice by Ship's Manor. It's a specialty floss. And then this orange right here is a DMC solid. So there's both. And then same thing up here, right here in these leaves. The orange ones are the DMC, and then this background here is the specialty floss. And it's variegated, of course, and I do enjoy the subtle variegations, and so I will try to not do it in lines. And that's one way you can tell the difference between my stitching and the previous owner's stitching is that I just kind of I do clumps of color and kind of go around, and then this one is done all in lines down here. So it's kind of cool that you can tell that another individual did it. So that's really fun. And I'm glad I'm able to work on this and enjoy it and adopt it and just, you know, remember the person who started it, even though I have no idea who that person was. But, you know, just they started it and I would have never done it otherwise. So yeah, I'm really loving it. But anyways, this is Halloween Town. Halloween Town by Ship's Manor, and you will be seeing this again, hint, hint, but for now, we'll put it away. Now, for the last in tech, for 225 stitches, we have Winter Bonfire Night. It's charted by Heaven and Earth Designs, and the artwork is by Lars Stewart, done 1/1. I did start this on full cross, and I have since switched to half stitch. And I don't think you'll be able to tell once I get all the stitches around I think I did like 200 initially. I'm about 430 right now. So here's where I am in the quarter. So right in this blob, I switched. All of this up here is full cross. All of this, and of course this you can really tell right now, is half stitch. And I actually got down to here. And this is so pretty. So Winter Bonfire Night is a pattern that I purchased because it really reminded of me and my husband and just things we love to do together. So it's, you know, it's got the hiking boots and the fire and the cabin, and we love to share different celestial events. So the Aurora Borealis is fantastic. Just spending quality time out in the wilderness alone, you know. Looking at the animals. So I can't wait to get more on this. So this is on a 25 count gridded Lugana, and it is amazing. Also, it's going to be really big. I mean, you could tell the fabric. It's going to be 350,000 stitches overall. I'm hoping to get this done in like 10 years. Maybe sooner than that. I haven't done the math yet. So we will see if it's even doable. Also, I tend to get distracted a lot, so, you know, I would love to get this done for our 20th anniversary, wedding anniversary. And we've just had our 14th, I believe. So, you know, 6 years. It might be possible. Like I said, I'll do the math. And if not, then I'll try to do it before I turn 50. I mean, it's, you know, there are milestones we can do. I have to say with this project especially, and actually any of the projects I'm about to show you, is the Lowry stand that I had purchased when I was in Illinois has been clutch. I have totally adapted to it, and it's really nice, especially when I'm working with paper patterns. But even when I don't, I can stitch two-handed. And it is so much nicer, just the fact that when I'm working with paper patterns, I don't have to put down my project just so I could cross off a line or highlight a line, because I do make copies. And just so, like working copies. I do make working copies. So that way I can, you know, cross things off that I've done. And it's so much nicer and so much easier for me. So this is absolutely fantastic. I'm still going to do smalls, like really small smalls, and, you know, probably hold them with hoops or whatever. And of course, when I bring them places, but for especially big projects like these, it's just that much more fun now. I love it. I love it. So Winter Bonfire Night. And then the last one I have for week 4, which is the elimination, is Lit by the Artsy Housewife. And here's what it looks like. This came out in December of 2024 or November of 2024. I don't remember. And I think it's super cute. I love it. Of course, I couldn't do a cream background because, I don't know, I just didn't want the antlers to go. They're so beautiful. And also I felt like it needed green in here, like some green color. So I did. Now the elimination is 500 stitches. I did 223. And I worked from, let's see, right about here. I did this top part. And then here on up. So I did this and that and this one. So 223 stitches out of 500. I have 277 left. And I will get those done. I'm going to be focusing on week 5 after this for now. I will go back and do weeks 1 through 3 as well. And then in addition to any that I haven't been able to finish yet. So, but I love this. I love Lit. I'm using the Pirate and Robin floss conversion on all of them except for the Cardinal, where the red is a Silks for You, and I don't have the PR number. I need to find it so that way I can tell you what it is. But yeah, that's why you see this subtle variation in it. And also this darker color right here is like a magenta. It's called Dark Rose. It's like a magenta. And so, yeah, I thought that worked really, really well with this. And I'm trying to get these antlers done. Once I get this one all the way up, then it's like, it runs into the border and I'll be able to get the border started. That's going to be really, really cool. So I'm very excited for this. Can't wait to get the other 277 stitches done, but I might have to wait because week 5, I got to do the week 5, you know? And I wanted to talk about week 5 as well. So that way y'all know what to expect. So week 5 was crazy. Absolutely crazy. The theme was Chocolate Week. And of course, during that week, for the handshake, we had not one handshake, we have 2. So I actually have 5 different projects to work on for this because of the double handshake. And everyone was, it was very diverse. So week 4 was basically 3 projects. And then now I have 5. With a total of 2,800 stitches, if I'm not mistaken, which is a lot. I'm not going to get all those stitches done, but again, I will make up for it later. So I'll do my best. Let's start with the handshakes. So Halloween Town was one of them. So again, this is what Halloween Town looks like. This is going to be the new before now. And that'll be another 500 stitches that'll need to go into this. This is, of course, is not including any of them from the first 3 weeks, if this were to show up. But for the stitches that I backdate, I'll be sure to let you know. Anyway, so 500 more stitches is going to go into this. And then the other handshake is for a new one. This is for the Sledding Snowman Stocking by Michael Stoebner, the Dimensions kit. Here's what it will look like. And actually a lot of this is pretty well done because this is one that I'm not fully adopting. I'm just borrowing it. Here we are. It's so pretty. It's so huge. It's done on this 14 count, very pale green Aida that came with the kit, and all of the colors are the called for kit colors. When I obtained this, there weren't any flosses anymore, which is totally fine. So I went and I matched up some flosses, and there was one skein of red in there. So I do have the red for the very top, but I went ahead and I matched up this yellow background right here as best as I could, because that comes up pretty much like behind all of this. So of course half stitches count. And that's what this background basically is, a whole bunch of half stitches. I should be able to get it done fairly quickly. And I think it's fantastic that, you know, I just put these projects down at random. And I knew I wanted to do this one because I need to get it done before, well, early enough before Christmas. So that way my sister-in-law can turn it into a stocking and make it, because that's what she's doing. So I'm going to finish the stitching. She's turning it into a stocking. And then when she goes to her parents' house, then she'll bring the stockings with her. The ones, so probably this year and next year for sure, and possibly the year after, she will be bringing stockings with her. But yeah, so I'm really excited to get some stitches in this. There is a distinct possibility that this stocking could be completely finished before the end of the Great British Bake Off. And that's fine. If that happens, then I will put it away. I'm not going to replace it with anything. I'm just going to work on the backdated stuff. weeks 1 through 3. So, you know, that is my plan on that so far. So those are just the handshakes. And then we have the last in tech, which I'll do 200 more stitches on. This is the winter bonfire night. So I'm a little sad I won't be putting any more after this. Oh wait, no, that's the last in tech. That's not the elimination. Oh, but this one also gets eliminated. Okay. Yes, so I've got 500 for it being eliminated and 200 for it being last in tech, the winter bonfire night by HAED. Artwork by Lars Stewart. So this is going to be the new before, and I'll get 700 more stitches in here. Again, there's a it's not a full cross anymore. It's a half cross. So I should be able to get it in fairly quickly. And because this fabric is 25 count, and also because I'm doing a half stitch instead of a full cross, then one strand of floss is going to go so far. I ought to be able to get like 300 stitches with one if I can find a chunk, like a colored chunk large enough to do that. So this will be the new before for winter bonfire night. We'll add another 700 stitches. And I think that one may have had more earlier. I'm not sure. I don't remember. But I do have it written down. And then for first in tech, we have Scary Sampler by Heartstring Samplery. I love Scary Sampler so much. I think it's hysterical and fun because it looks like a sampler, like a regular sampler, but it has so many pop culture references in there. So this is where I'm at so far. It's on, I believe it's 18, it's either 18 or 20 count, Devil's Claw by BeStitchMe. And look, that's a Demogorgon from Stranger Things right there, Demogorgon. I love it so much. It is so cute. So I started this last year in October. I started quite a few things last year in October. And I am really looking forward to working on this again. So do 400 stitches in there. I'll probably work on, I don't know, I might work on filling this in, or I might just continue to try and get the border. These Demogorgons go around 3 of the sides. So, or there's going to be just so much grass. If I feel like I need a good fill-in, I'll just fill in the grass. Whatever it takes, right? So I'm really happy that I'm going to get to work on this during the season. It is so good. So that's Scary Sampler. And then we have the Star Baker. And the Star Baker, again, no, this is different. The Star Baker is Halloween at Hawk Run Hollow by Carriage House Samplings. So Halloween at Hawk Run Hollow, this is the first time I'm pulling this out. Halloween at Hawk Run Hollow is on Cypress by Fiber on a Whim. It is 20 count. I started in the lower left corner, which I believe is box number 9. So this is going to be the new before. I did all of this last October. I'm definitely such a seasonal stitcher. That is what I prefer. Barring all the stockings I've been doing, totally seasonal stitcher. So I was working on this section, which has the 3 coffins. We have Dracula in this one, and then this one will be Frankenstein, and this one is a mummy. And I decided Dracula needed pinstripe pants, so that's what that is. But I love the cypress. It is absolutely gorgeous. I also love that I can work on one section at a time, and then I can like shift things and work on some of the other sections. I believe there's 12 with the middle one has 2 of them merged. So it's really pretty. I really like it. I'm using called for DMC, and I've decided I'm going to keep using the called for DMC. It has more of a muted tone, but I really like it on this background. So I'm going to keep that. My little bit of super pop of color is in the border because I am using a variegated DMC that I don't have the number right now with me, but it's got some purples, some pale blues. It has kind of like a brownie gold, which really plays off the coffins nicely. And also this as well. So this one will be really fun to do. And because it's Star Baker, I get to add 700 stitches. And this is the first time this has shown up in all of the episodes. So I'm super happy about it. Actually, every single project that I have has shown up in at least one of the episodes, including episodes 1 through 3, except one. And of course, that one is a new start. So, which is fine. I'm still debating on the fabric for that one. But as soon as it pops up, I will have to make that decision. So that's Halloween at Hawk Run Hollow. And that's really all I had for you. I have no haul. I have been stitching up a storm. I've been enjoying my Lowry stand. I love it so much. It is such a game changer. And my hand doesn't hurt anymore from holding hoops that are too big. And the two-handed thing is absolutely fantastic. It shares a bit of the load between the, elbows and shoulders and stuff, the repetitive motions. It's so good. It is so good. And then I've switched all my needles to the black pony needles. And so they just slide through like butter. And I'm pretty much exclusively using 24s and 26s, which is crazy to me. Because I didn't start out that way. So seeing the evolution of my cross stitch hobby has been just so much fun. I love it. And at this point, I realize right now I'm like working on finishing some of my old stuff so I can, do some of the new stuff as well. And just seeing the different things that I prefer now versus even a year ago is just nuts. So it's been a good time. So let me know what y'all are working on. And I know I always encourage you to pull out a project. So I hope you did that this time. What are you working on? And it could be cross stitch, it could be crochet, it could be knitting, any crafty thing that you're doing. I want to know. And also let's go ahead and in the chat, if you made it this far, why don't you go ahead and put in like a spider web or a little spider or chocolate because, Great British Bake Off. The spiders I feel make sense because I am wearing these earrings and these little spiders glow in the dark, which is so fun. But remember everyone, my cottage is always open. I will see y'all next time. Happy stitching everyone. Bye-bye.